A royal revelation. Welcome to the official channel of Sheikh Hamdan's fans, where we bring you the latest updates on the beloved royal and the intricate dynamics of the royal family. Today, we're excited to share with you a recent and striking poem shared by Sheikh Hamdan on his social media accounts. We've translated it into English for your convenience. In his poem, Sheikh Hamdan reveals a personal and intimate decision that has sparked curiosity and interest among his followers. The poem reads, "The words hung in the air like a promise, or perhaps a warning. I knew that once I'd spoken them aloud, there'd be no going back. I'm marrying her, I said, and the room seemed to hold its breath. It wasn't the news of my wedding that stunned them, it was the identity of the woman I'd chosen." The reaction to his announcement is telling, as it's not the fact that he's getting married that's surprising, but rather the identity of his partner. She's not a public figure, not someone who's often in the spotlight or trending on social media. She's not the type of person people would typically expect him to marry. However, this is precisely what draws Sheikh Hamdan to her. He appreciates her humility and her lack of desire for attention. She's not loud or attention-seeking, and it's this quiet strength that resonates with him. This poem offers a glimpse into Sheikh Hamdan's personal life and his values, showcasing his appreciation for authenticity and humility. As we follow the royal family's journey, we're reminded that even in the public eye, personal relationships and choices can be complex and multifaceted. She was my constant companion during life's darkest moments, the one who stood by me when everything seemed to fall apart. When I was consumed by exhaustion, lost in the chaos of my work, and drained of all energy, she remained steadfast, a beacon of hope and comfort. Her love was pure and selfless, untouched by the allure of wealth or social status. She never demanded proof of my worth or expected anything in return for her affection. When I finally gathered the courage to share the news with the world, the reactions were varied. Some smiled awkwardly, unsure of how to respond, while others whispered among themselves, their faces etched with surprise. A few couldn't conceal their shock, their expectations clearly mismatched with my choice. They had anticipated someone glamorous, someone with a large following, someone who embodied the perfect image for public consumption. But I chose differently. I chose someone authentic, someone who understands the language of silence, someone who can read the depths of my emotions without a word. She's not one to put on a show, she lives her love genuinely, without pretenses. My declaration wasn't for the cameras or to make headlines, it was a sincere expression of my feelings, a testament to the love we share. In a world where appearances often take precedence, I'm grateful for her authenticity and the love that flows from her heart. A reflection of true love. My words were a reflection of reality, a testament to the profound impact this woman has had on my life. She's the reason I stand tall, with a sense of peace and fulfillment that I've never known before. When I shared the news, the responses were varied, a mix of joy, confusion, and judgment. Some questioned my choice, wondering why I didn't opt for someone more prominent, more glamorous, and more suited to the spotlight. But they failed to understand that love transcends appearances and fame. It's about the impact one person has on another, the way they make you feel, and the way they believe in you. She's had a profound impact on me, touching parts of my heart that I thought were inaccessible. She's heard my unspoken words, believed in me when I had nothing to offer, and stood by me through thick and thin. When the world around us grew loud and critical, she remained calm and composed, not because she was hurt, but because that's just her nature. She doesn't fight for her place, she simply occupies it with grace and dignity. When I asked if she was overwhelmed by the sudden attention, if the comments and the scrutiny were too much for her, she smiled at me, her eyes shining with a quiet strength. A moment of clarity. Her smile was a balm to my soul, a reminder of the peace that comes with being with someone who accepts me for who I am. When you're with someone who doesn't feel the need to prove themselves, you're freed from the burden of justifying your choices to others. The world may try to undermine us, to make her feel insignificant, but they don't understand the source of her strength. It's not derived from external validation, it's rooted in the love we share. And that's something that can't be taken away from us. I recall the exact moment when I knew she was the one I wanted to spend my life with. It wasn't a grand gesture or a dramatic revelation, it was a quiet realization that felt almost inevitable. I didn't know when I started liking her or when I began thinking about her in a certain way, but I knew when I realized that I wanted to build a life with her. It was a moment of clarity, a sense of certainty that felt unshakable. It was an ordinary day, devoid of grand gestures or cinematic moments. I was exhausted, drained by the weight of my responsibilities, feeling like I was losing ground. I barely spoke, my words sparse and labored. But she didn't press me for more. She didn't demand attention or try to fill the silence with her own words. Instead, she simply sat beside me, her hand resting gently on mine. In that quiet moment, I felt a deep sense of connection. It wasn't about the persona I'd crafted for the world, it was about being seen as a human being, vulnerable and imperfect. She didn't care about my accomplishments or my status, she cared about me, about the weariness that weighed me down. That's when I knew that I'd found something special. Real love isn't about thrills or excitement, it's about finding peace in the midst of chaos. And in that moment, I felt a sense of peace that I'd never known before. Since then, I've stopped searching for something better, because I've realized that being loved without condition, without expectation, is the greatest gift of all. When I revealed my plans to marry her, the media was shocked. But I wasn't surprised, because my heart had made its decision long before the world had an opinion. From that moment on, my priorities began to shift. What once drove me was the pursuit of success, the relentless push to achieve more, to be seen by more people, and to close more deals. But now, every decision I make is filtered through a different lens. I think about how it will impact her, how she will feel, and what it will create for us. I'm no longer just building a career or a reputation, I'm building a life with someone I love. I've started to make room for the things that truly matter, the quiet moments, the simple pleasures, and the conversations that don't have to lead anywhere. I've begun to envision a home that's not just aesthetically pleasing but also a sanctuary where we can be ourselves, without pretense. A vision for the future. This journey isn't about external validation or proving my worth to others. It's about crafting a life that endures beyond the fleeting moments of fame and attention. It's about building a foundation that stands the test of time, long after the noise and distractions fade away. She brings a sense of calm and stability to my life, a reminder that true fulfillment comes from within. When I shared the news of our engagement, I wasn't just announcing a momentary event, I was speaking to the future we envisioned together. A future where love is the guiding force, where peace is a constant presence, and where every day feels like a gentle promise rather than a loud declaration. Many are surprised by my choice, as if I've somehow defied expectations by choosing someone who doesn't fit the mold they had in mind for me. But love doesn't conform to preconceived notions or societal pressures. It shows up in unexpected ways, often defying the rules and expectations that others try to impose. Love doesn't always arrive in a grand, polished package. Sometimes it's the quiet, unassuming moments that speak the loudest. It doesn't conform to the expectations others may have, instead, it often defies them. Love can show up in the simplest, most unpretentious ways, in sweatpants, without makeup, with eyes that convey patience and hands that offer comfort. Sometimes love looks like someone who enters your life without fanfare, yet leaves a lasting impression on your soul. That's what she represents, a love that's not about external validation but about genuine connection. She wasn't the predicted choice, the one the media would have scripted for me. But she was the one who remained by my side when the spotlight dimmed, who celebrated my small victories, and who showed me the beauty of quiet, steadfast love. Choosing her wasn't about rebelling against societal expectations, it was about following my heart, about embracing a love that's real and unassuming. She taught me to see love in a different light, not as a performance or a spectacle, but as a deep, abiding connection that requires no external validation. It's the kind of love that feels like a gentle presence, a love that's not about grand gestures but about being seen and understood for who you are. I used to think love was about appearances, perfect anniversaries, happy photos, and likes on social media. But being with her taught me that love is about the feelings that linger long after the cameras stop rolling. It's about the calm she brings to my chaotic world, the thoughtful way she responds, and the depth of her listening. She doesn't just hear my words, she understands the emotions beneath them. Her love made me feel seen and appreciated for who I am, not just for my accomplishments. She showed me that real love isn't about grand displays, it's about loyalty, commitment, and growth. It's about healing and being there for each other through life's ups and downs. When she looked at me with acceptance and appreciation, I felt a sense of peace wash over me. I realized that I wasn't just marrying a partner, I was embracing a sense of tranquility and understanding that I'd been missing. Now that our relationship is public, I'm ready to face whatever comes our way, the headlines, the whispers, and the judgments from those who don't know us. I'm ready to walk alongside her, hand in hand, and build a life that's authentic and meaningful. Asterisk a commitment to authenticity. What we share is a bond that transcends external validation. It's a connection that's rooted in the depths of our relationship. I'd rather navigate life's challenges with her by my side than pursue success without her. I won't pretend that someone else fits better just to conform to societal expectations. She may not be the one the world anticipated, but she's the one who's stayed, who's grown with me, and who knows the intricacies of my being. She's the one who understands my quirks, my preferences, and my vulnerabilities. She's the one who reminds me to take care of myself, to rest when I'm exhausted, and to prioritize our well-being. I'm done trying to project a perfect image. Instead, I'm committed to nurturing our relationship with honesty, presence, and loyalty. The world may not always understand our love, but it will respect our commitment to each other. From now on, we'll face life's challenges together, not to prove anything to others, but because our bond is real and authentic. We'll walk into every room with confidence, knowing that our love is the foundation that matters most. This love was never about seeking validation from others. It was about finding a sense of peace that comes from being truly seen and understood. It's the kind of peace that settles in when you're with someone who knows you in your entirety, the good, the bad, and the in-between, and still chooses to stay. That's what I have with her. She's not looking for grand romantic gestures. She's looking for authenticity, presence, and effort. And that's what I'll continue to give her, not just in grand moments, but in the everyday ways that matter most. It's the small gestures, the good morning texts, the gentle touch when she's stressed, the effort to understand her silences. We're not perfect, and we've had our share of challenges. We've navigated difficult conversations and worked through our differences. But through it all, our love has grown stronger, more resilient, and more real. We've navigated challenges that would have been insurmountable for many, yet our bond has only grown stronger. It's not about avoiding difficulties, it's about facing them together, hand in hand. We've weathered storms, and in doing so, we've discovered a love that's authentic and resilient. The world may be surprised by our relationship, but my heart has always known that she's the one for me. Now that our love is public, we're entering a new chapter, one that's not just about being in love, but about choosing each other every day, even when the path ahead is uncertain. When love becomes public, it can be overwhelming. People scrutinize every detail, every gesture, and every word. But we're not concerned with external validation, we're focused on each other. We find comfort in the quiet moments we share, the laughter we exchange, and the love we nurture. Now that we're out in the open, I'm more committed than ever to protecting and supporting her. It's not just about shielding her from external pressures, but also about being her rock, her safe haven. She's built for this life, not because she's flashy or attention-seeking, but because she's grounded and genuine. She knows how to love me without losing herself in the process, and I'm grateful for that. As we embark on this new chapter, I'm committed to lifting her up, to being her partner in every sense of the word. I want to give back to her all the love, care, and support she's shown me, often without expecting anything in return. It's my turn to be there for her, to be her rock, her confidant, and her safe haven. I promise to love her more deeply, to support her more fully, and to be her partner in every sense of the word. Together, we'll navigate the challenges that come our way, and we'll emerge stronger, more in love, and more